Good morning and welcome to morning meditation, Friday, June 5th. So, today I want to continue opening up to that special gift that you have always had, which is an awareness inside that is non judgmental. It's in there, it's underneath all the clutter of thoughts and comparisons that we learn to make between one person and another, between ourselves and others. And if you really think about it, we all adore babies. And babies tend, especially earliest in their life, when they're there and they're up and aware. Now, they haven't really developed a self. They don't even know where they start and stop. But one thing you could say is true is that if anybody approaches them and gives them basic respect, they'll probably join eyes with that person and enjoy that connection. And I think at that point, it would be, really impossible to get a baby to judge in the same way that we can. Now, why is that? Well, if you think about your own path in life, if I think about my path in life, I can remember all the places and times where I learned to compare in little bits of language myself to others. And that opens the door to judgmental thought. We have words like better and worse. And, better is a judgmental thought. And, these aren't useless thoughts completely. So, a banana that's ripe perfectly is better than a black one that's all spotted up. A person who's kind in that moment, is better than an unkind person. And so it isn't that we can totally get away from this. So what are we really working on here? There is a consciousness within us that's just pure awareness that is separate from these habits of judgment. Oh my God, my cat is interfering with our meditation. What are we going to do? I guess we'll just let him be. So maybe just think for a moment, about what if we just pause and just become aware of how much of an impact this has on us all the time, comparing one thing to another, especially comparing self. There's so many ways this impacts us. I could, kind of like identify hundreds of ways. But one of the things that I think is most core to our experience and most troublesome is that we have a tendency to absorb maybe a sense of who we're supposed to be, some idealized version of ourselves that's maybe been pushed on us, imposed on us, that we've absorbed. And then the judgment that follows from that is I'm comparing who I am right now to this idealized version of me that is oftentimes impossible. This sense of who I'm supposed to be is impossible. impossible rules I'm trying to live by, and then comparing myself to not being able to do that. And that creates distress. And then we want relief. And, well, at least I'm not as bad as that other person. So now we find relief in comparing ourselves positively to someone else's negative. And, even that, maybe there's some value in that. Maybe we are striving for the better. But the tendency is that that leads to a state of either contempt of self, putting myself down, judging myself as not good enough, or contempt of others. And the sad part is that if I have contempt of others, that actually feels better than contempt of self. So we have a tendency to build up judgments and resentments and comparisons, like, at least I'm not that person. And all of this really robs us of what's right here within us, which is like, here I am right now. And this moment of awareness is a gift. My own being is a gift. And truly, it's very possible that even the people that are most annoying to me are a gift. That they're all of the difficulties of life might be a reminder to keep going inward to find that place where we're at peace, where our judgments aren't clouding our consciousness, where we don't have to be in contempt of self or other or both in order to say I'm living a good life. What if I don't have to put anybody down? What if I can be just as I am and I can allow others to be? That doesn't mean all conflict disappears and that there aren't things worth contending about. But it's interesting to be able to contend with others honestly and sincerely without contempt, without judgment. Well, that comes from that place inside where we're open and aware, receptive, and taking things in, maybe like a little baby. And yeah, we can hold that and still have all the beauty of needed thought, needed analysis, needed logic. But we know that we're never going to logic our way to inner peace or analyze ourselves to there. So in this meditation, we're just going to hopefully open up to an awareness that lives within each of us that's a gift. It's a unique person in there, a unique awareness that is occupying this body, this life experience, my own set of joys and my own set of difficulties. Oops. So let's just see what it's like to tap into that for a little while. So letting that bell bring us into this moment with the intention of practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness of body and breath to begin with. This meditation is designed to first ground and settle us in the present moment. And we can begin by noticing how we're sitting. So notice how you're sitting and checking in with yourself to bring your posture into alignment with your intention to be aware and relaxed. And noticing as you sit a sense of the ground beneath you. Maybe noticing the feet on the floor and noticing the sense of your body connecting to where you're seated and the sense of gravity connecting you right to this spot, right where you are. And then noticing whether your eyes are open or closed, what you can see. Noticing what you can hear. Noticing the sensations on the surface of your skin, all over your body, what you're touching, what's touching you. Noticing what you smell or sense in your nostrils as you breathe. Noticing what you taste or sense in your mouth. Noticing what you're thinking, thoughts coming and going. Maybe many thoughts, maybe few. Noticing how you're feeling. Noticing how you're feeling in the presence or absence of strong emotions. And noticing how you're feeling in your physical being, a sense of energy or not. Noticing what you're doing. So you're getting in touch with this aspect of yourself that we could just call the observing self, the self that's able to notice everything about the experience given to you right here in this moment. And this awareness can zoom in on one part of experience, or it can zoom out and take the whole in, like a spectator watching life unfold on a stage. Or zooming right into it, or leaning back and taking it all in. And now directing that awareness to a simple question. It could be, what matters to me enough in my life that I would take this time to sit and get in touch with this non judgmental awareness that lives at the core of my being. And you can do a search deep within yourself. Maybe you want to find that to free yourself from knots of anxiety, depression, stressful conflict with others, unneeded worry or strife. And maybe you want to find that to bring joy, creativity, to find a complete and non judgmental response to self and others, to find your path in life. And just take a moment to do a search deep within your heart. Why is it important to me to connect to this non judging awareness? And then releasing that and becoming conscious of yourself here, taking time to connect to an awareness that has real value in your life. Notice that sense of being here with a purpose. And now collecting your awareness and bringing it into an awareness of breath, like zooming in on breath. And noticing that it's possible to apply a tiny bit of effort to each out breath so that your lungs are completely empty by squeezing your belly. And then letting go of that effort and noticing that lungs fill all by themselves and getting into a rhythm of breathing out as completely as possible, gently squeezing with your abdomen, noticing those sensations, letting go. The breath fills all by itself. And taking it upon yourself for a while to keep your awareness on your breath. Letting your thoughts become background, not trying to quiet them, just keeping the attention on the breath as best you can. And if your thoughts grab a hold of you, you know what to do. Just notice it. You didn't do anything wrong. And then return to your breath as often as you need. And just practicing that for a while in silence. And then allowing your breath to connect to your whole body. Each breath filling and nurturing the life of your whole body. Each out breath, a letting go, letting be. And becoming aware that your body is in a room. And if you wish, opening your eyes and just taking in what you see, feeling yourself present and connected. Perhaps aware with less judgment, less stress, more clear about your purpose for today. So thank you for being here. My hope for you and for myself is that this practice allows us to be present and responsive, first to ourselves, our own being, and it's a gift, and the presence of other people, situations that arise. It's such a different thing to live in that place of responding from non judgment. And thank you for being here. It's Friday, and I may be back. I've got some stuff coming up in my schedule. I'm going to have to drive back to the East Coast sometime within the next week. So I'll just keep you aware. And thank you for joining me when I can be here. And please share this with anyone that you think might benefit.